Think about it. What if the push for women to join the workforce wasn't just about empowerment, but something far more calculated? Feminism sold itself as liberation, yet many now see it as one of the most effective cons in modern history, a way to pull both parents into the tax system and hand over child rearing to the state. Back in the day, a single income was often enough to support a whole household. Dad worked, mom stayed at home to raise the kids, and the families built real stability. Then came the feminist wave. Heavily backed by powerful interests, the Rockefeller family poured money into women's studies programs and activist groups. Gloria Steinem herself has ties to the CIA-funded operations in the 1960s. They didn't frame it as expanding the labor pool for tax revenue and social control. They packaged it as freedom and equality. The results were predictable and profitable. Suddenly, the government could tax two incomes instead of one, effectively doubling the take from millions of households overnight. But with both parents grinding away at jobs, who was left to raise the children? That's where the school system stepped in. And the very same networks that bankrolled the movement, they shaped what those schools taught, turning education into a pipeline for their worldview. It's a closed loop. Extract more taxes from dual income families, then use public institutions to influence the next generation. Wages tell the rest of the story. When you flood the workforce with twice as many workers, basic supply and demand kicks in. Employers don't need to pay as much. What used to buy a house and support a family on one salary now barely covers rent for two. Both parents work longer and harder for less real purchasing power per person. Meanwhile, strangers in classrooms spend the bulk of the day with your kids. This wasn't progress for most families. It was the largest quiet transfer of wealth and influence in generations. From households to the state and the elites who steer it, families lost time together, kids lost daily guidance from their own parents, and the pitch was always, you can have it all. In the end, feminism didn't free women. It bound both parents to the wheel, taxed twice as hard, time-starved, and watching their kids molded by institutions instead of their own values. The architects profited from the labor and the loyalty of the next generation. Call it whatever you want, but don't call it accidental.